Okay, so I've been talking about LSA. LSA is a legal high. Um, the basically what you want to look for is HBWR, Hawaiian Baby Wood Rose seeds, and my understanding is it's 8 seeds is the introductory level trip there, and there is nausea, and you do have to do a tactical vomit. It's when you start tripping, pretty much. If you want to trip extra hard, maybe you want to wait a while, but I don't think you want to wait too long. It can really wreak havoc on your stomach. Um, so this was while I was waiting to get LSD. I was playing around with this stuff. Uh, I also played around with San Pedro cactus, which is mescaline. So I got some. I looked into, it's a powder. I don't know if I mentioned that. But I looked into how much I should take. So I was looking, it seemed to be 60 to 100 grams. People were saying that if you really wanted to trip hard. So I think I went for 60 grams. So I was thinking I could just dissolve this stuff in water. But it doesn't work that way. No matter how much water you add to it, you just end up with a dough ball. Or a bunch of dough balls. So then you have to eat these dough balls. Now I guess it could be put in gel caps. I don't know how many gel caps that would be, but that would be like a whole bunch of gel caps. But now you have to eat these dough balls, and this stuff's really bad tasting, just like the Hawaiian Baby Wood Rose seeds. They're like neck and neck for the worst tasting thing that you'll ever have tasted in your life. But I was able to eat it, and it's the same type of thing. You have to wait till you start tripping, and then puke. And now I didn't keep records while I was playing around with these two legal highs. One San Pedro cactus powder, which is mescaline, and the other one Hawaiian Baby Wood Rose seeds, HBWR, which is LSA. Didn't keep records. But one thing that I did notice with them is that if you threw up too soon, you could get an underdose, which would be dilated pupils, introspection, and listlessness. And I think I had it one time on the San Pedro cactus. It was quite uncomfortable, the listlessness. But I think I did trip one time on mescaline. And I've heard it said the reason that you don't hear a lot of bad trip reports on mescaline is because it's difficult to keep the stuff down long enough to really trip hard on it. But I don't know, I guess it can be separated out or something like that, or taken in pill form. I'm not really too sure, but it probably causes nausea one way or the other. So that's the nice thing about LSD is it doesn't cause as much nausea. Probably doesn't cause any for most people. I never had a problem with psilocybin mushrooms and nausea. I don't really have a problem with LSD and nausea. I would say maybe I get a little bit at the beginning, but it's very, very light. So LSD, I think it is the creme de la creme of psychedelics. And I think it has a proven track record for dealing with the kind of situation that we're in right now with the government has gone completely stale. And something needs to be done about that. Just can't keep playing games. I think LSD can help in this way is can help people understand what's going on to begin with. I think it can help people think outside the box as to what can be done about it. And I think LSD has a tendency to give you a powerful feeling. So I think if some of the citizens get a powerful feeling, that's going to be helpful. It doesn't help to feel powerless. So I did check out some legal highs there with a lot of nausea. I was able to get LSD. Now, I was saying that the first time I took 100 micrograms, and then after about an hour, probably about an hour, 15 minutes, I took another 100 micrograms. And just on 100 micrograms, I was getting amazing open eye visuals, which I don't really think I even get open eye visuals like that anymore. But I mostly trip in the dark, so I can't say for sure. So I was having insomnia and job stress. So how was the LSD in treating the insomnia? I would say it didn't really have any effect overall. I would say that the cause of the insomnia has changed to a certain extent, where I think that my mind is better rested now that I've been taking LSD. But the LSD itself does trigger bouts of insomnia sometimes. So there was a sort of trade-off. It was a balance, I would say, pretty much. How was the LSD at treating job stress? I would say it was somewhat effective. Now, one thing you have to keep in mind if you're thinking about taking LSD is, well, for me, I tend to be an assertive person. Now, I think LSD gets you into a problem-solving mode, assuming that you are a rational thinker to begin with. So you'll naturally start problem solving. You start thinking about what are solutions to various problems that you're realizing that are extremely important. Now, for me, being an assertive person, my solutions that I come up with on LSD are very assertive. So, we're talking about me having something to say to someone, basically. Now, they're assertive to the point of being ridiculous, really ineffective, ineffectual types of ideas. But I have a tendency to live them out, and I do have a tendency to do a lot of screaming when I'm on LSD. Sometimes I don't live in a joined housing, so I'm in my place of residence totally alone, so no one can hear. So it's not a problem. Sometimes my throat is sore after an LSD trip. I have heard of something called scream therapy or something. I don't know if it had something to do with est, but I was going to look into it to see if maybe whoever thought it up was an LSD user. I don't know. But, I come up with these really ridiculously assertive solutions to problems or whatever, just feel-good kinds of things. And just about 6 hours after I've eaten it is when it hits me that these are horrible ideas. This isn't going to work. So if you go into problem-solving mode on LSD, I would say it's important that you think carefully about these ideas on the come down. and like the day afterwards. You do have to be very careful in the workplace. The job market is very bad right now. So, I mean, feeling indignant, you know, there's a possibility that you could feel very indignant on LSD. And, you know, if you behave indignantly in the workplace, it's a good way to get fired. So you have to be very careful about that. You have to resolve before you take the LSD, I would say, to be very careful in the workplace afterwards.